In 2019, a guy named Alex was driving home from his late shift in rural Kentucky. It was about 1:15 a.m. The road he took every night was long, empty, and surrounded by farmland. No houses, no streetlights, just two lanes of cracked asphalt cutting through the dark. That night it was foggy, the kind of fog where your high beams just made it worse. Alex kept the radio low, sipping coffee to stay awake. He'd driven this route hundreds of times, but halfway home, he saw something that made him sit forward. About 100 feet ahead, a man was standing in the middle of the road, completely still. Alex slowed down, thinking maybe the guy's car had broken down. But as he got closer, he realized the man wasn't signaling for help. He wasn't moving at all. He just stood there with his head tilted slightly to the side. The man was wearing an oversized hoodie, jeans, and no shoes. His feet were bare against the wet asphalt. Alex rolled down his window a little and called out, "You okay?" The man didn't answer. That's when Alex noticed something in his hand. A long metal rod, maybe a tire iron or a crowbar. Alex's gut told him not to stop. He slowly steered into the other lane to go around him. But as he passed, the man turned his head sharply and locked eyes with him. His mouth was open just slightly, like he was about to say something, but didn't. Alex sped up, checking the rearview mirror. The man hadn't moved from the center of the road. He was just watching the taillights fade. Alex got home and tried to forget about it. But the next night, at almost the exact same spot, there was something new. A single bare footprint in the middle of the lane, and the man was nowhere to be seen. A woman named Claire worked as a night cleaner at a small-town hotel in Oregon. She usually worked alone from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Her job was mostly quiet, vacuuming, replacing towels, wiping down counters. One night, the hotel was almost empty. Only 3 rooms were booked. Around 2 a.m., Claire was vacuuming the hallway on the 3rd floor when she noticed something odd. Room 312's door was slightly open. That room was supposed to be empty. She had personally cleaned it earlier that night and locked it. Thinking maybe a guest had been given the wrong key, she knocked and said, "Hello? Housekeeping?" No answer. She pushed the door open and peered inside. The lights were off. The curtains were closed. The bed was still perfectly made, but in the middle of the floor was a single wooden chair facing the wall. Claire stepped inside, calling out again. Silence. When she turned to leave, she noticed the door was now almost closed behind her. Her chest tightened. She quickly stepped forward, pulled it open, and left the room. She shut it firmly, heard the lock click, and walked away fast. 20 minutes later, she passed by again, pushing her cart. The door to room 312 was wide open. The chair was gone. In the summer of 2021, 2 friends, Jamie and Marcus, went camping near a remote lake in northern Minnesota. The nearest town was 40 minutes away. Their campsite was perfect, right on the water, surrounded by thick forest. They fished all afternoon, cooked over a fire, and stayed up late talking. Around midnight, Jamie noticed something across the lake, a small light, like a lantern. It was moving slowly along the opposite shoreline. At first, they thought it was another camper, but the light stopped, stayed in one spot. Jamie joked, "Maybe it's Bigfoot," but Marcus didn't laugh. An hour passed. The light hadn't moved. It just flickered there, faint but steady. They went to bed. Around 3 a.m., Jamie woke up needing to use the bathroom. He unzipped the tent, stepped outside, and froze. The lantern light was now on their side of the lake. It was about 30 yards away, just barely visible through the trees. Jamie whispered for Marcus to wake up. They watched from inside the tent as the light bobbed slightly, like it was being carried by someone walking very slowly. Then it stopped again. They could hear faint splashing, like someone wading in the shallows. Neither of them moved until the sun came up. When they finally stepped outside, there were wet footprints in the dirt near their campsite. They led back toward the lake, but there was no sign of a boat. No one else had been camping there. These 3 stories have no clear ending, no answers, just moments when the ordinary cracked open and something unexplainable stepped in. Whether it's a barefoot man waiting in the fog, a locked hotel room that doesn't stay locked, or a lantern that crosses a lake without a boat, one thing's for sure: some encounters are better left unexplored.